All right. So what we are going to do today? So basically, we did couple of export import options and sorry backpack backpack from on premises to cloud to on premises and cloud to cloud. We did it. Okay. So to continue this session and we'll do some of the exercises over here. Okay. So before that, I just want to go and discuss this. Alert part. Okay, so how we are going to configure how this it is going to happen in the cloud end. Okay, so and one more thing today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to deploy the one SQL Server IaaS VM. Okay, so in that also how we are going to, let's say we have past databases available, then how we are going to move from the IaaS one. Okay, anyhow we are doing from the on-premises related thing, but to be clear and from IaaS environment, what it is going to happen. Okay, so I just want to go and discuss the few of the things in IaaS aspect. Okay, so hmm, see here, till here, what exactly we did is, platform as a service kind of thing we are discussing, right? Software as a service, we don't have any scope, okay? But the thing is that if you want to discuss on this platform as a service, we have couple of scopes, right? Singleton and managed instance, sorry, singleton pooled and as well as a managed instance. Okay, so I'll discuss the managed instance part. Okay, so why? Because since it is a free trial subscription, the managed instance is required. More cost. Okay, so to be clear, I'm just creating of the so free trial subscription. It is not going to accepting first of all, but I'll go and I'll show you to this how to create and how to navigate, and I'll explore on that part actually. Okay, so no worry. So what I'm trying to do, I'm slowly I'm pitching into this infrastructure as a service. Okay, so how this infrastructure is as a service is going to working on. Okay, so these two combinations where we can able to do the regular activities basically. So that thing we are going to discuss now. Okay, so see here. At this moment, which I am connecting from my local server, either in a virtual machine or the physical server. Okay, so that is already we did some of the exercises. Okay, so still we have export import options, backup restore options. We are in a phase of making up the things into this this combination cloud to cloud. Okay, so this is all about only for the backup restore and export import option and exploring the things about pass module and the IaaS module. Okay, so still we haven't gone for this migration activities. So yes, we do have an next 2 to 3 classes we are going to approach a migration activity as well. Okay, so how we are going to do the migration, what is the strategy, how the things is going to happen, so that we are going to do in the next 2 to 3 classes only. Now just today I'm just doing this infrastructure as a service deployment and how the things is going to happen, which we did yesterday. Okay, so let me deploy first of all that one. Okay, then after that we'll go and we'll fetch into this pass module alerts configuration. Okay, the simple thing is that just click on the create resource thing. Okay, so where you can able to navigate to the complete compute option end. So if you can see this, okay, so we have already inbuilt template with the SQL Server 2017 Enterprise Windows Servers. And okay, this is all about Microsoft is provided inbuilt template. Okay, so in this inbuilt template, the SQL application as well as the VM. Okay, basically what we are going to do in on-premises and um, so what we are going to do basically, so here is my on-premises one. Okay, so over in this on-premises uh, and we can say this infra team is going to provide me this entire SQL Server drives and it is making up based upon the server procurement. There everything is going to done, and then they're going to give it to our DBA team, hand it over. Okay, so DBA team, once the DBA team is getting done, credential is done. So where we are going to verify before going to installation of these things like the .NET framework and the drives isolation and the CPU RAM is up to date or not. Then we are going to verify it. Then after that, we'll copy the SQL Server set of file. Okay, so where they're going to install it and we'll make the server is ready. Then after that, what we're going to do as per customer or the project standardization. So we'll verify it. So whether it is up to mark or not. Then after that, we'll go and we'll do it. Rest of the things, whether backup restore and maintenance plan and some of the customization thing, DB level population settings, so and server level population. These are all the things is going to do, on premises. And these things you guys is pretty much aware of, comparing to me, you are much aware of this part basically. Okay, so what we exactly we're going to do. But when you go for IaaS environment where we are sorry IaaS infrastructure as a service in a cloud end. So what typically it is going to happen? So this is all about the server. Okay, so but this once the client is confirmed to deploy this infrastructure as a service. Okay, so what we are going to do? We'll go and we'll deploy into the cloud. So in this during the deployment, yes, it is definitely is going to deploy the any infra team only, but the thing is that you would have to go and give this, pricing, okay, as well as disk configuration, as well as some other aspect you would have to go and discuss to give the information to the infra team. Okay, so the what we are going to do that I am going to discuss. Let's say um, these are all the things in on-premises and in fact people is going to do. But whereas as a SQL Azure database administrator guy in an enterprise level, you would have to go and know this fact about inside of the what you required, and a data drive and log drive. Okay, so and a temp drive. Okay, so this isolation. Okay, so apart from that, security. Okay, security part, like what you want, Windows authentication or SQL authentication. Okay, so and the firewall settings need to open. Okay, okay, so any diagnostic thing if you want to do, you can able to do. Okay, so and even yes, we do have the server level monitoring. Okay, so these are all the steps we need to make sure. And one more thing.
Dean,
Yes, please.
just a rebrush. Can you please explain about the diagnostic settings? Like just brief preview.
Yeah, this is the one in IaaS environment where you can able to see the, let's say your production environment is running or the development environment is running. Okay, so what it is going to give it to you basically. Yeah, so if the future is going to enable into this IaaS environment, any one of the SQL Server VM, okay, so it is going to capture the load. It's simple thing is when you comparing to our on-premise system profiler, okay, so profiler, we are going to enable some kind of metrics, right, to capture the load on the server. The same kind of thing it is going to happen. Okay, so
Got it. Got it. Okay.
okay, so it is going to capture it and it is going to recommend you whether your server is going to have the optimistic or not. And recommendations itself, it is going to give it to you where your data file, where your log file, and what is the IO, and and what is the IO intensive of your things. So that's everything it is going to give the information. And let's say you configure high-end configuration, let's say 40 GB RAM and 8 core CPUs and 1 terabyte, 3 terabytes of data locked, 10 TB. So, but your server is not reaching that much of extensive of configuration things. Only it is reaching nearly to the 10 GB or 5 1 CPU code. So there is no use of the rest of the things to maintain the environment, right? So that is the case. You can analyze and you can able to do the scaling down. Okay, so this is the one of the things, and it is also going to capture the best practice recommendations if you are configuring, as per standardization or not. So this all the things that is going to happen it to you, and you can verify. And but as per my analysis, only for the one server, I can one-to-one server you can able to do, but the centralization, let's say if you have 100 server, 20 servers, something like that is there. So we have to go on to the customization. Okay, so that is a different part, but yes, this is the one where you can able to see the complete standardization recommendations and all. Okay, we'll see that once of the deployment is done. Anyhow, I'm going to do that. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
any questions, guys? All right. So these are the prerequisite kind of pre-build point of checklist. This is, but yes, you do have go and deploy it. Okay. Yes, and one more thing, if you go and click on this 2017 enterprise level is there, but it is not the fact. Based upon your requirement, whatever the version and OS combination, you can good to go, or else you can able to do it your own customization template. Let's say you have built any test and staging environment. You have did any excellent configuration settings, and it is running optimistic. And so the same kind of mm, VM procurement deployment needs to done, so that you can able to make your own templates here, and it is going to deploy other rest of the uh, production and environment as well, the same kind of template that we have in our scope. Okay, if you can see here, this is once I'm clicking, this is going to show you 2017 and a SQL server on the 16 OS. Okay, so basically what it is going to refer you. Okay, so the multiple combinations of information is available, right? But I want to go with my uh, I want to go with my combinations, like here is my, like, dev test, boot diagnostics. These are the things it is going to have for, FS2U, 2 CPU core and 4 GB RAMs and all it is going to come into, right? So I availability, the backup of these things, and the boot diagnostic, premium disk. These are the predefined configurations is available. Okay, so what we can able to do, instead of doing this one, I'll go and I'll type, SQL Server and here. Okay, so this is my marketplace where I can able to fetch this complete information of other rest of the services as well. I want to go for SQL Server, 2012. Okay, so 2012. In this one, you can see this basically. Couple of options is there, 2012 and also. Okay, so there is like SQL Server to SP4 and Windows 2012, and even SD we do have this like what we call um, 2008 R2 as well. Why? Because in on-premises and Microsoft support is ended 2019, I think July 19th. Okay, but later on they are giving the extended support kind of thing in security level, cloud end. Okay, so that is the advantage. Next 3 years they are going to give the security, security kind of support over here. So if they still wish to go for the same legacy model with the cloud end, yes, they can able to go by using of the lift and shift migration. So the lift and shift is migration basically. We have a migration end. There is an ASR, Azure Service uh, recovery. Okay, so in this one, what it is going to do, the complete image of on-premises end, that is, it is going to deploy into the cloud landscape and with your own predefined configuration as it is. The snap it will come. Okay, okay. So that actually the legacy model, if you wish to continue, you can able to do that one here. Okay, so what I
I
want to
think they
tell,
yeah,
yes,
I
yes,
think
please.
they mentioned that if you migrate to cloud straight away to Azure, then there will be extended support
Yes,
for
exactly.
2008. So yeah,
To
I
net
think they want
R2.
us to migrate to they want us to migrate to Azure.
Yeah.
Beam, I have just a
Yes,
question.
yes, please, now.
Yeah, I'm just confused. So when you are migrating your SQL servers from on-premises to IaaS environment, so can we call it as lift and shift, or lift and shift is another different approach?
Okay, we'll discuss. Much. Discuss. But we have dedicated model, but still. See, this migration processes we have one is you pretty much aware of backup restore with the respective SQL. Okay, okay. Using of DMA, data migration assistant, using of DMS, data migration services. Even we have data factory as well. Okay, to data factory, data data factory, okay, data factory, Azure data factory, and import export. Okay. So this is all the options is available, and yes, so with this actually ASR comes under recovery service vault only, recovery service vault. Okay, we'll explore it. See, ASR migration, it is called a lift and shift. Let's say your on-premises end, you just told 2008 R2 server is there. Okay, you have an dependency with the application. I'm focusing only for a SQL aspect, but it is a lot more options is going to help other platforms. Okay, AD and DHCP, DNS related thing. They are straight away go and implement a cloud AD and that. It is very difficulty. So what it will do, ASR migration. So it is completely going to take the image. It is kind of image. Let's say even we have an image, right? We can go and take this VMware. Also there would be a snap kind of thing is going to available. You can able to take the snap over here. So if you can take the snap, so this ASR configuration, what it will do, okay, completely snap it will take. And during the lift and shift migration, it only simply asks this cloud and the network part. Okay, so if we can map the network part, this image is going to sit on your cloud with sub resource group and subnet, and in whatever you recommended, there it is going to stick. So which is called a lift and shift migration. So a simple concept, as it is your settings, your application, your server, the image is going to replicate it over here. Okay, so it is still it is going to synchronize. Once the cutover is done, you can able to stop this one. That's what it is going to happen. This lift and shift
Uh,
migration.
So it does it means Bima is going to create the server of your configuration in cloud environment? Because if
Yes.
you understand cloud as an infrastructure, they have their own setup of predefined VM with predefined configuration. So if you restore your snapshot in cloud,
Mhm.
that will not match with what they're offering, right?
No, see, that's what. So again, here is you guys need to get clarity on this. Okay, so in a cloud end, uh, infrastructure as service. Okay, so as I told you earlier, the underlying hardware, software, it is going to maintaining here. Okay,
Yes.
rest of the things, backup, monitoring, SQL application installation, and your maintenance job. So everything you
Yep.
would have to go and do it. Okay.
No,
So
but
since
if you
yeah, yes, please.
if you take a snapshot, that will overwrite everything, right?
No,
Even
we
the
are not
underlying
going to
infrastructure.
overwriting over there. We are not going to overwriting over there. Okay, simply
Then
we are using the network configuration as well as the
yeah.
subnet here. The rest of the image, whatever we are going to take and we are going to keeping in the cloud end. So how we are going to take the keeping the cloud end? It is basically during this ASR migration, it is going to ask you the network path, subnet paths. That only we are going to use. The entire the snap of your application is going to server is going to keep it in this subscription end. I'll show you this now. We are
Yeah,
anyhow we are
yeah.
going to
Let's see.
deploy it, right? We are going to
Yeah,
deploy
yeah.
it
Let's see an
and
example. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm going to deploy the basically this server. Okay, so
Okay,
the
no
lift
problem.
and shift is basically what it is going to happen. It is a kind of snap. Okay, ASR Azure Service Recovery is basically during the migration of the lift and shift, as it is on-premises server, whatever the server configuration is there, and what is the application is there, database inside of the OS, SQL application, everything it is going to take place into the cloud end. Okay, so that's what
Yep,
basically migration. Okay, the
not a
rest of the
problem.
things what we are going to do, the DMA, DMS, and active data, Azure Data Factory. It's all about based upon your project requirement and all. You have to go and consider it. Okay, you may have an expertise in BA, so that you can able to use in your approach to move from the on-premises to cloud by using of ADF. Okay, so ADF. Okay, so this is all about it's project requirement and your chosen option. Okay, now
Yep.
yeah,
We're gonna check this step by step with example for every single strategy, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Uh, so where we are basically here is deploying this SQL Server IaaS and if you can see the marketplace, there is a one small see one more thing I just want to discuss with you folks. Marketplace is one of the Microsoft open source kind of thing. This is okay. So where you can able to pull your inbuilt Microsoft suggested templates, it is available with respect to storage, with respect to database, network, and all everything. So in SQL standpoint of yes, let's say even if you also configured in the high end implementation, it is it is everybody can able to use that, you can able to upload it here. Okay, so that is also one of the option which is going to available. Let's say my SQL servers we are going to discussing here. Okay, so where I can able to see this what are the SQL services going to available here. Okay, if you can see here, there is an inbuilt templates is available. Okay, so over here you can identify this SQL server information, and even I can able to do 2008 R2. Okay, so I'll get it done. See here, this is my SQL Server 2008 R2 template is inbuilt available. I can able to use it. And one more thing I just want to discuss with you, BYOL. So bring your own license. Let's say your enterprise agreement with your Microsoft Gold partner or Silver partner, whatever. So you can able to use this enterprise agreement with this infrastructure as service. Okay, so that with that you can get in almost all in a 60% of this reduction on your product. Okay, so there is multiple options to have to give your like licensing part as well. Okay, so what I want to tell, just go to this click on create resources, and where you can able to see marketplace, as well as if you can go here and click on create resource, go to this compute, and here is my uh, enterprise SQL Server instance. Okay, and we'll go on, we'll take my resource group, and SQL test VM. Okay, so the name is up to you folks. Okay, East US region, and here I want to discuss with the availability option. Okay, so this is the one of the important option. So Azure offer a range of options for the managing of availability of the redundancy for your applications. Okay, so what it is going to refer, I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay, so it is if you are expecting from the Microsoft and 99% 99 SLA, this is the one option to where you have to go and choose it. Okay, so it is basically what it is going to refer. Okay, so with respect to physical disasters, or any software disaster kind of things, and this entire thing is going to back and maintaining the Microsoft. With this aspect, we have a couple of options for will one will expect to go over here. So where you can able to see this availability set during the creation. So it is going to give the default domain and update domain. Okay, so this is the one we need to give it to you. Okay, all servers is not required. Let's say in the test and staging, which is the critical you are expecting from the always up and running, so that we can go and we can opt this option. Tomorrow we'll discuss in details in this aspect. Why? Because that is we required a couple of things. Okay, so if you can see here, the images is predefined images. If I go on fetching, and I have the couple of images over here, I can able to use it. Okay, so browse all. So where it is going to navigate all the images. Okay, let's say here is my server. Okay, SQL server. If you can find all the SQL related things is going to happen. Let's say for 2019, 2012, 2008 R2 inbuilt template is going to happen. Okay, so this is the one where you can able to choose and you can able to deploy it. Okay, and just before I told you folks, stating that yes, you can also you can do your customization template and make it availability over here. Okay, so this is since I don't have any images, it is not available. But if you have your own images, customized images, you can use every time during the deployment, or else you can go and you can use for the public marketplace templates over here. Okay, for the demo sake, I am going to take this one. Okay, so and we'll take it the okay um, the size over here. See here, D2SV3 and D4SV3 is available. 2 core CPUs, 8 GB RAM, and 4 data disk. And here is max IO ops throughput, and the premium disk support, and what is the cost of this VM basically. Okay, so if you can see here, it is in a predefined inbuilt template again for the size where we are going to choose this option. Here is my mm, 2 which go and IO ops, and the temporary storage disk is 16 GB. It is going to give it to you, and the premium disk it support for this pricing tier end. The cost is going to optimize. The rest of the things is why it is grayed out because of since I am in a free trial subscription. Rest of the things is degraded. Okay, so I have only option to use this. Okay, just click on select the option over here. So I have chosen the size. Even after I can able to degrade, scale out and scale down, which I told you folks by using of the diagnostic settings. Okay, now I'm going to provide a SQL admin user ID password.
Hey, Bima, this
Yes.
SQL admin password, is it for SQL Server instance or we are talking about RDP session to VM?
So this is RDP session VM as well as the SQL instance default
That's a password.
log. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Since it is in Windows authentication, so even the local administrator can able to log in the SQL server, right? So both the things it is going to happen here. Okay, got it?
Okay, thank you. Yep,
This is RDP as well as the SQL authentication local
SQL
administrator.
admin. Okay,
And here is public endpoints. Okay, so you can use this selected ports over here. Because of this ports only can able to do the RDP. If you wish to connect an RDP, let me uncheck this one. I don't want to go and take this RDP one. Okay, where you can able to see the errors. I just looking over the errors. So how we can able to resolve and where this security related things is going to happen during the taking the RDP, right? Just go to the disks part. See next, the first blade is the basic blade. The second blade is the disks part. Here is the OS disk and the encryption type. Let's say this OS disk is having the couple of things is a standard disk and the premium disk. HSD disk is the local magnetic disk. Okay, so and SSD is the solid state disk. We're comparing to HSD. SSD is the you know 20 times faster. Okay, so think about it whether the server is production and highly optimistic in performance required, then we can go for the SSD. Otherwise, even still we have